Jeff and Jeremy in the Morning podcast brought to you commercial free by another podcast. You've subscribed to ours, now subscribe to theirs. It's the Slow County Real Estate Podcast with Hal Swayze. When you're done with this, go listen to something that will actually enrich your life. California DRE 011111911.
The Alliance, we're getting into the season, right? Here it comes. You can see it. It's kind of a fun time of year. You start planning out your spring and summer and what you're going to be doing. And of course, Winefest is a you can't miss event now. It's always been for me, but you guys have really stepped it up. The locals only pass we'll talk about where you can get that discount coming up in a few minutes. But before that, Blendfest, which to me used to be called Zinfest. And I feel like it went from the Zinfandel Festival to kind of like, well, we take Zinfandel, we blend it with so many things. Why not just make a festival about blending?
Yeah, two different things, actually. So Zenfest used to be in March, and I get the confusion because then it turned into Vintage Paso, and then now it's spring release month. So that's in March. So Blendfest has always been kind of its own thing in February. We're actually celebrating the 10th anniversary this year. So the first one was back in 2015. So we're very excited to, again, partner with Visit Cambria, Visit San Simeon, and Highway 1 road trip.
And this is cool because this is the first one of the year for you guys. As far as your, the big tasting events with what? How many wineries are going to be at Blendfest?
Over 40.
Okay. And where's the location for Blendfest on the coast?
So the grand tasting is at the Ocean Point Resort in Cambria, but we have several events across that weekend.
And if you go to the other ones and you want that street cred, because listen, people start talking at these things. I mean, that's what wine does. It is the WD-40 for the jaw. And you can ingest it and it's delicious. So ingest lots of it and then the jaw gets going. And then, you'll be talking to Jeremy. You're going to go to Winefest in May, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, if you don't go to Blendfest, and you talk to somebody who went to Blendfest, then you're going to feel left out, right?
Exactly. Yeah. It's kind of like showing up to work on Monday and you didn't watch Sunday Night Football. You're like, oh man, I hate my wife. She made me go to this stupid play and now my buddies are all talking about football and I got nothing to say. I got nothing to add. No, it's the same thing. You got to go to all the events and then talk about which ones you liked. And what new winery you discovered. I mean, there's always, isn't it amazing? Like you and I, all of us have been here like 20 years almost. And, it's still all the new wineries that are popping up all the time, and they are ready to play ball.
Yes, there are so many, and all the events are so different as well too. So you go to Blendfest, you're not getting the same experience as Winefest in May.
Yeah, so Winefest.
And what is different about Blendfest?
Yeah, Blendfest is a really special event. We take the Paso wineries and bring them to the coast. So you are across from the beautiful Pacific Ocean. Like you can see the water, hear the waves, enjoy a glass of Paso wine. It's an incredible experience. And then Paso Winefest has really evolved into this really cool event with a lot of brand experiences as well as some of the smaller wineries pouring. So you get some of those wines that are kind of hard to get. Then you also get some fun brand activations. Last year there was a maze, a hand wall, so you had to ring a bell to get the glass of wine through the wall, an ice luge. So it's a really fun experience at Paso Winefest as well. But they are very, very different. So highly encourage you to do both.
All right. Krista Smith is here with the Paso Robles Wine Country Alliance. PasoWine.com to get your tickets to go to Blendfest and to get your locals only pass. Now, you guys put a limit on, or an end date. Make sure you get them before this date. What date is that?
Yes. So for locals only, you actually have to purchase them in person. So you can go to Paso Wine for info on Paso Winefest locals only tickets, but you have to go in person. We want to make sure that they are actually going
ID.
to locals.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Do you have to have a real ID, or can I have my regular ID?
Any sort of identification. Okay. So driver's license, ID card. If you don't drive, that's fine. We just want to make sure that there is an address that has a Slow County zip code on there. That way it is going to locals that live in the area. And the deadline for that is February 28th. And you can purchase in person at the Paso Wine Alliance. We are downtown in Paso on 13th and Spring, or the Slow Chamber. So if you don't want to go up the grade, if you live in Slow, we got you covered. So go to the Slow Chamber in downtown Slow to get those tickets as well.
All right, good to see you.
And a new location in Paso for you guys.
Yes,
right?
yes, new location. So we just moved a few months ago. The visitor center with the chamber will be opening here shortly as well. We're very excited. So it's in the old Keller Williams building, if that gives some point of reference for you.
You didn't move that far. You didn't move that far.
No, just a couple blocks.
They just needed to be closer to Boot Barn so they could.
But you moved away from
Robles.
Yeah. I mean, how many tacos can you eat though, right? I mean,
you'd be surprised.
They're still right there.
That's true.
He's got to walk the other way. He's got to go the other way. All right, good to see you, Krista. PasoWine.com for more information.
Jeff and Jeremy in the morning.
So yesterday on the show, we were talking about TEMU a little bit towards the very end of the program and how I can't pull the trigger on it. Jeff's got a TEMU point person. His wife has a friend who orders stuff on TEMU. So if they want something at a discount, they go to her. They Chinese steal her information and not Jeff and his wife's.
She should charge, and I've had this discussion with her. I said, listen, you got these people coming to you with your TEMU orders, like my wife. You should charge some kind of convenience.
Oh yeah, give me a gift card to a coffee place if you like coffee. Give me a couple of coffees or coffee or something. There's a guy in somewhere here in the United States, Georgia. He's from Georgia.
Okay, and you've narrowed it down now.
Yeah, Georgia.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You went from somewhere to the United States to Georgia.
Well, I was bringing up the story. Sorry. So I couldn't remember.
That's okay.
But his name is Sylvester, and he was trying to buy something on the website called AliExpress. And AliExpress is pretty much like the Chinese Amazon.
Yeah, I've heard of it before, and I think it has more market share worldwide than Amazon does. And I've seen it come up when I'm searching things before, and their prices are lower than Amazon's.
Yes.
But same reason. I don't know it. I don't trust it. I mean,
you really don't want to. You check this out. All right.
Pictures worth 1,000 words.
All of these, this here from them.
But not when you ordered a drill.
This is a picture of what they sent me.
So he ordered a drill, like a ratchet drill, and it said it came with a couple of batteries, a charger, came with sockets, drill bits, a case, all that for $40. Which, if you've ever looked into buying something like that, that is probably minimum $100, if not $200.
Yeah, like if you're getting a good deal, it's north of $100.
The batteries alone are worth like $40, right? For these smaller handheld drills. They sent him a picture of a drill. They sent him the picture that he saw on the website in one of those folders. The little bubble wrap folders you get stuff in when you get something small. It only gets better for this guy. Take a listen to this.
This is a picture of what they sent me. I paid $22.97 for a pressure washer, and this is what I get.
I paid $22.97 for a pressure washer. Oh my God, are you the biggest moron in the world? There is no way you're going to buy a pressure washer anywhere for $22. Harbor Freight, I got one for electric one, a small electric one for $69 on sale. That's the best deal I could find. Even Amazon doesn't have anything really under that.
My wife does this thing where she follows, I don't know, she follows somebody on Instagram, and it's like a hack site. So like whenever a retailer lists something for sale and then they put in the wrong price, but they have to honor it because that's the price that they put in. Like this person, I don't know how this person scours this information off the internet, but she was able to get me the Sunjoe pressure washer, which is probably very close to the Portland one that you got at Harbor Freight. And she got it for me for $34, and they mislabeled the price on it. And
yes,
it was supposed to be.
Yes,
I think it was supposed to be like $94.
Yeah, that was a screaming deal.
Yeah,
but it was a mistake on there. And this website just rips you off. And when you look on there and they see all these great deals, there is such a thing called too good to be true. So he's mad because he's got over $400 that he spent with AliExpress, which is a part of Alibaba. And he didn't get anything for it. Instead of the pressure washer, they sent him a little screw. like a screw bit, like that goes into your drill that he never got to take a Phillips screw out of the wall or screw it into something.
Oh, okay. That's interesting. That's what he got for his $20.
Yeah, and he's mad, and he's going to the news, and it's like, well, you're kind of a dip dong.
Well, and like, who are you going to contact? At least with Amazon, you know that you can contact somebody, and they're really good with the customer service.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
for what they deal with,
a pressure washer on Amazon is going to be $100 to $200, not $22.97.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you said.
This guy should be our dumbass, but I feel bad for Sylvester because he's older.
Yeah, and you're very trusting of the internet,
right? Yeah,
and you're like, oh, okay, well, I'll give this a try. And sometimes you give it a try, like you used to do with the app. What was it called?
Waywhoop.
Waywhoop.
Yeah, I got my Waywhoop stuff, and then Charlene thought it was going to have coronavirus because it was like March of 20, and I was gone for the weekend. And when I came back, she threw it all away
because she thought it came from Wuhan. Right?
It was Waywhoop, and she saw Waywhoop, and it was enough to put together Wuhan, and I don't know.
Waywhoopan.
93.3 KZOZ rocks the 805.
Hi, Jeremy here. There's a pizza driver in Indiana. He walked through a snowstorm to deliver his pizza. It says here he walked a half a mile in a snowstorm to bring someone their pizza, and they only tipped him $2. Hey, thanks. Have fun with your baby.
The mozzarella was cold.
$2. That was it.
So pizza with mozzarella is cold.
This story has a happy ending, though. A cop named Richard Craig started a GoFundMe for the guy sharing his story about his recent tip. And last we checked, the GoFundMe was up to $40,000. See, we could just make up a story and, start a GoFundMe and see where it goes. Like, poor Jeff, he's just bought a minivan and he's got over $5,000 in damages, or not damages. I'm sorry, repair work that needs to be done. He got taken to the cleaners, and isn't that what you said? They're doing about $5,000.
Yeah, but no,
don't say anything. Why? You're going to ruin it. Just answer my questions. Just answer my questions.
They're picking up the cost.
I didn't ask you if they were doing that. See, you ruined it.
I'm not into fraud. They're good people over there.
Damn you.
They're good people over there. They're like, oh man, sorry about that. Here,
Jeff just buys a van, and then it's used. I mean, but then he's driving it, and things weird are happening. He's got to pull it over, restart it, all this other kind of stuff.
Some kind of reprogramming of software.
But it was $5,000 worth of repairs that needed to be done. Correct? Am I close?
Yes.
And so that would have been a great story to start a GoFundMe on. I mean, I don't think you would have got $5,000 from anybody that listens to this, but you might have got $100, maybe $5.
But this guy walked a half mile in a snowstorm.
Yeah.
Now, there's a lot left for interpretation on a half mile in a snowstorm. What's a snowstorm? Like, are they?
Oh, yeah. Well, it's Indiana. So in Indiana, they have real snowstorms.
Okay, yeah, they do.
This isn't like I don't know.
Louisiana fluke.
A Western Washington. There's a dusting of the ground, and buses are flipping, going sideways down hills. It's one of the best videos you could ever watch.
2 inches in Redding, California.
Because Seattle, like San Francisco, is all on hills. Can you imagine if it snowed in San Francisco? Oh my God! Get off the streets. Cars, buses, everybody's going to be sliding into sidewalks.
Well, just in San Francisco, just get off the streets anyways.
I mean, you don't want to be there. You might step in somebody's.
Snow might actually do that city some good. I mean, I don't know. Is that really, if you're used to it, is a half mile in a snowstorm really that big of a deal? And what is it? How big of a snowstorm was it?
Why are you getting delivery?
I want some details before I'm funding
Why are you getting a delivery? Now, normally maybe you could drive right to this person's house, but maybe there was a blockage. And so,
I know why they're getting delivery.
Listen,
they're getting delivery because
they don't want to walk 2 miles to get out of there.
They don't want to go out in the snow.
So, but they live in Indiana. Like, you buy clothes, you know what I mean? Like, you buy that kind of stuff. Like, when we lived in Washington, I had all that stuff. and I had flannels. And then when I moved back, I definitely kept all that stuff, and I'm glad I did because it still works. But my point is, if I'm the delivery guy, and normally you can drive to this person's house, but then they close the road, and now you got to walk 2 miles. I'm like, no, there's no way anybody is that generous to give me a nice tip. I'm taking the pizza back to the restaurant, saying, sorry, the road was closed.
Call the restaurant and say, hey, call this guy and tell him we can't deliver his pizza.
Yeah.
I mean, sorry, sorry, not sorry, but I'm not going to walk a half mile.
For $2.
The guy
and this is the reason
pizza
why.
Delivery restaurant?
Because this schmuck that was on the news, he only got $2 for doing it.
So do you think the pizza delivery restaurant would have been like, no, you get out there and you walk that pizza a half mile in the snowstorm to that person's house?
Well, then you quit your job. But they would.
Well, they wouldn't do that. They just wouldn't do that. They'd be like, oh, okay, cool. We understand. We'll give them a call and let them know that they're not getting the pizza tonight.
Yeah. Why don't you take that pizza home? Like, win.
But now
you get a good tip.
Now
$2. How much was their order?
$40.
$40 and a $2 tip. Are you kidding me?
Do better, folks. Do better, be better.
There are people that still see what you do that go.
That's Officer Craig, Richard Craig. Do better.
The one that was yelling, "Do better, be better."
Yes, that was Officer Craig. He's the one that started the GoFundMe. Now here's the schmuck that got the $2 tip. His name is Connor. It's kind of a schmuck name, isn't it? Like if your name's Connor.
I like that name.
I guess there's worse. Like Stefan. If your name's Stefan, schmuck.
They'll see what you do that goes unseen in your eyes, but in everyone else's, they see what happens, and there's always a community out there for you.
Well, I
like how he's got
righteous.
two different tones as a police officer. And
No. Those were two different people. That was Officer Craig and Connor,
okay.
the delivery kid.
Oh, okay.
The 20-year-old.
So Officer Craig is like viral superstar police officer. He's like, do better, be better, people. Right. Come on. Into his phone, and then sets up the GoFundMe, and the guy makes $40,000.
Do better, be better.
There are people.
Hey, we got tickets to go to the Hunt in Atascadero for Valentine's Day. It's next weekend and the weekend after.
Would you walk a half mile in the snow for $40,000? Yes.
I would do it for $4,000.
Yeah, exactly.
That's not that far.
So it ended up being
and I got the boots. I'm good to go.
Jeff and Jeremy in the morning. 93.3 KZOZ rocks.
Jeff and Jeremy in the Morning podcast brought to you commercial free by another podcast. You've subscribed to ours, now subscribe to theirs. It's the Slow County Real Estate Podcast with Hal Swayze. When you're done with this, go listen to something that will actually enrich your life. California DRE 01111 911.